Yep, I'm out engine hunting again, and I'm on a trip out western Queensland, and the crops are going real good. I'll be getting harvested, I'd say, in a month or two, or if not even that. But they're going pretty good here. And in the back, I have an engine, an old Lister 2-cylinder, and I'm going to be working on that in the short while. But anyway, I've got a big drive to get back home now. Righto, I've been out west looking at old engines, and I've come home with a couple. I've got a 2-cylinder Lister here, air-cooled diesel, and this is a generator, but it's broken and it's made in Italy. It's a diesel single cylinder. So I'll start getting them out here and see if we can work out what's going on. Anyway, this is it. She looks like she's been sitting out in the dust a bit. And there's a bit of info there. And the generator, she's broken. So it's probably not going to be workable. Not frozen up, got oil in it. So that's good. That was its fuel tank. And got a starter motor, it's even got an ignition key, so would have been electric start. Yeah, but I think the generator, she's probably going to be no good. Anyway, we'll get the other one out. Anyway, we'll hook her up here. Definitely heavy. I'd like to get it over there. And here it is, it's a Lister, but that's it. Starter motor could be fitted, and I'd say she's been driving something here, and here we have some information. So that's him. We'll work him out from here, and it doesn't turn over. Not that excited about that idea, but anyway, there it is. Seems to have oil in it. Not a lot, but a bit. And that'll be the drain plug. See if it's got any. That just sit there, yeah. And but yeah, there's a whole heap of dirt down in there from the wasps, and I think we need to get that out of there before we decide it won't turn over just yet. Anyway, I think I'm gonna take it outside and give her a wash. I'm gonna get some greaser on here, because this old grease here, that's gonna take a bit of getting off, I think, and it's like it's soot mixed up and it's all dried out. That's the intake for the fuel, so we don't want to get anything in there, and I've got that blocked up. The rest of it, I think we can, it'll be fairly safe, shouldn't get any water in it. That's pure degreaser I use, and I'll spray a bit of that on here. Leave it sit here for an hour or two, I think. And let it soak here, and I might come and give it a couple of goes before I pressure clean it. Right, I've got it back on in here now. Can't turn it over. Cannot turn it over. I've got bolts out. We're going to start pulling the tappet covers off. See what we can find out. Oh, has it got water? No, doesn't look like it. And we have to pull a few things to bits here. See if we can find out if there's any moisture got in it. No sign of moisture yet. Can't really see any water down there. They've all seemed to survive pretty well, I think. Okay, with a bit of coaxing, we've gotten it to turn, but it's scraping. Scraping in the in here somewhere. So there it goes. She turns over. It's going to turn over. Something scraping. So we'll have a bit of a look at that. Well, this is the latest result on this engine here. I think I'm going to have to pull the heads off, see why it's got no compression, because for some reason or other, it doesn't appear to be any water been in there, but we've got air passing the valves. So what's going on under there? Has it got burnt out valves, or has it just got dirt under the valves? So I'm going to pull the thing to pieces here, and that's what I'm going to have to do next. But yeah, it turns over quite okay. The other thing I found is this is the air cleaner. I mean, you know as well as I do that that is not going to be cleaning the air when you can see straight through it. So so yeah, what damage has that done? But it's all good in there. There's no water in it. It's just, for some reason or other, got no compression, or very little. Can't get the rack to move. Nothing. So, don't know whether that's normal or not. So here we go, pull it to pieces. Just a little one. And they're tight too. Wouldn't be surprised if I've got a ring spanner for them. One up here too. Is this going to come off now? We'll have a look in here, see what's going on. Full of dirt. Yeah, she's pretty dirty in there. All this stuff here. Anyway, I think I'm going to have to pull some stuff off the top here now, and we'll start pulling that down. Just trying to get these bleeders out of here now. And I don't know whether they're going to come out or are they going to have to wait. These here, I don't know why that's so stiff. And we'll take these injectors out. That's loosened up there now, good. No, he's loosened up too, good. I'll get them moving, Somebody's done. Ooh, someone's done them up tight. I don't think that's the recommended pressure, but anyway, couldn't work out what was going on. So it's part imperial, part metric, but that's 18 mil fits on that. The injector tube, so the injector pipe, I couldn't work out with an imperial. Maybe it's a Whitworth for all we just knew yet. Anyway, I'll get these injectors going. Let's get them injector pipes out now and put a few caps on top of the injector pump here so as they don't get any dirt down there. Just put them on top there. What's this going to do to me? How tight? Oh, not too bad. A little bit of movement. A little bit of movement. A little bit of movement. Not too bad. That'll work with that, I think, and we'll just slowly come down with it. Yeah, I've decided to take off these oilers. Then I can get this out. These will be, they're still on, but the head's one injector. The last one come reasonably easy. There it goes. Next injector. There it is. All looks fine, I think. Give these heads a bit of a move. And they moved. I think just need a bloke to lift them off. So I might have to get up there. No idea what's going to happen here. That's what's going on in there. There she goes. Number 2. Here we go. It's only got some oil in there that I've put in there, but I don't think there's any rust. Just extremely dirty. See if I can turn it over a bit. I don't think there's anything to be concerned about there that I can see yet. So yeah, just a bit dirty, it needs a decoke and yeah, well anyway, I might as well pull this off here and have a look in here now and see what we can see. Well, it all looks pretty good in there actually. I would declare them pretty good. That part of it anyway. Just drying the oil out of it here a bit. I don't think it's got bad oil in it. It's just dark. You might remember I had this scraping sound in here. It's not making that sound anymore. And I've just got in there with some not so cared for feeler gauges and just put it in here and just got it to go right around properly. And just taken a few rust humps off and now we seem to be clear. Right, I've been doing a bit more cleanup here and in these cylinders here there's quite a steep lip there. Quite a steep lip. And if I turn this over, as the other one's up, quite a steep lip there. So, quite steep it is. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to pull it to bits a bit more. Have a bit of a look in here. Those liners, are they any good? You'd have to take the lip off and see how they're right. I mean, there's no scores, there's no lines. But you'd think with the air cleaner with no good, that'd be full of gouging, but it's not. Righto. He's nice and tight. It is what it is. And that's the top one. Not too bad. Anyway, I might have to take this. The liner might come a whole lot together by the looks of this. Should I just pull it out the bottom? That's what we did. How do the rings look? I'm going to take a little bit of the lip out. See if it comes good or not. Bit of a light hone up. I just want to remove that lip. Whoops. Oh, she's a beauty. We'll measure it. 88.86, according to that. If that's 0, it's 10, 20, somewhere in there. There, right under the lip, that's what it is. So, you know. So anyway, but further down it's better. But anyway, we'll see what we do. I'll attempt to take a top ring out. Nice and gently, please. You put the piston down. Show you how worn the ring is. There's in the good bit of the piston. That's the good bit. That's the bad bit. So, yeah, I think them rings might be pretty wore out. I'd say this engine's looking pretty worn out. So I'll put this on here on the piston. Here's the sideways size of the piston. And it's, you know, he's pretty hammered there at the top. 86, 87, 88, 88.5, is it? Usually the sides of the piston down the bottom. That's 85, 86, 87, 88. That's just on the worn bit. So what's it supposed to be? Anyway, yeah, it's a standard worn out engine. Definitely plenty of carbon on there. Yeah, they're not great, are they? So I think we need to give them a buzz off as well. I think it would have been sealing that one. Oh, it's borderline around the top there. Anyway, that's the condition of the valves. There they both are. Intake and exhaust, you know, they're both just very... They're worn, heavily worn, they're grooved right out in there. You know, they've done a lot of work. Stepped right down in there. I just give this a clean out here. And we can have a look in here then. Clean. And I'll be in similar condition. Give them a blast out there. Then I can have a look. There, that's it. It's a pretty good look. And that's the exhaust valve. Nicely pitted out, so Bit of work needs to be done there as well. So we'll pull the other piston out from the other barrel and clean it all up, and well, we'll just get on with it. That wasn't what I wanted. The bearing shell fell out. They're just used, they're not worn out. Well, they're worn out, but they're not failed. Anyway, this piston doesn't look any better or worse than the last one. This barrel here doesn't look any better or worse than the last one. It's just dirty. So let's clean him up. All I can say is you spend an awful lot of time cleaning stuff. Getting in, just cleaning stuff. And the worst thing about having a two-cylinder engine is you've got two cylinders, two pistons, two lots of everything. It's like two engines at once. Here's the valves out of this head. Exhaust valve. Don't think that was sealing real good. Clean him up in a minute. Intake valve. Well, he seems to have a dark patch on one side, doesn't he? I'll clean him up too. There I are. You know, they got some bad bits in there, but they're just old valves. But anyway, we'll have to work them out. Just give it a bit of a port. A lot of rubbish in here, a lot of carbon in this exhaust pipe. So anyway. Yeah, oh well, they are what they are. So we'll have to fix them up, that's for sure. Now when the valves are quite bad and they're grooved out like that one, and you want to level them out, I mean, you get a valve grinding machine is what you should do, or you can just do this. And this is how I grind the valves. Put it in the lathe here, and you put this on 45, and then you just use this to wind backwards and forwards to the valve, like that, and just grind it backwards and forwards. It's going to be noisy. Move it forward a little bit. And once I got it all brought down, I'll get a bit of file, bit of fine paper on there, and get it on the 45 and just polish that up a bit. See how that looks. But she comes up like a new valve. That's all we need. Now I've got to try and fix that seat up. And this thing here is not my favourite tool, because I think it does a terrible job. Cheap China special. But it does take it out fairly well. And we've got to get all those rust pits out. This thing on here. and it looks rough to me, but anyway. We'll get him back in here and I'll give it a lap and see where we go. This is what I'm doing. Putting a bit of goo on there, that little gravelly, sandy sort of stuff. Stick it in there. Put my finger down on the bottom side here and just push the valve up and down. Get it backwards. Looks a fairly wide looking seat. This valve here sort of really hasn't got any left just there. Might have been a better idea to get new valves, but anyway, this is what we got. And you look in the seat here, do you know what? It's actually not too bad now. Seems to go in there pretty good. Righto, here's the next one, done him. This seat wasn't very bad, so I didn't get too excited on him. So it looks like it's going to sit there. It's going to seat out pretty good. I think. There, that seat come up pretty good there. So I'll put them back together now. I haven't done this yet, so I'm about to make a fool of myself. But what you do is, all the valves are in here. They should be there, good to seal. Pour a bit of petrol in here. Bit of petrol in that side. Bit of petrol in that side. That filled it up down in there, so the big question is, are these going to leak? No leaks so far. So bloke's got to be happy with that. Those valves are sealing. Righto, it's another day, and this is going to be the end of part 1, and I'm going to put the engine back together in part 2. So there's the heads all done. I'll clean the injectors up. Those pistons won't be being used. The 2 barrels I will reuse, and I'll get some new shells here. So that's it. Then we'll put it back together on the next video. So don't forget to come back.